While the world waits to see that surveillance memo, President Trump brought his 2018 playbook to Republican lawmakers, still perhaps a bit shaken up after yesterday's train accident. And he did it without commenting on the FISA document. Chief White House correspondent John Roberts tells us what happened today from the North Lawn. Good evening, John.
Brett, good evening. You'll remember at the State of the Union address on Tuesday night, President Trump was caught on an open mic telling a Republican member 100% he would release the memo. The president has read the contents of the memo and, we're told, is ready to release it. But the president himself is playing his cards close to his vest.
Mr. President, are you going to release the memo?
Arriving back at the White House from the Republican retreat in West Virginia, President Trump ignored questions about the FISA memo, as he had when he was leaving this morning. The president wanting to keep the focus on his 2018 agenda.
We will be demonstrating that we are very, very serious.
Top of the list, DACA, border security and immigration reform. President Trump blasting Democrats for, quote, doing nothing about DACA. Revealing his offer of a path to citizenship for 1.8 million Dreamers was a test for Democrats.
I wanted to see whether or not they were interested in approving that, because if they don't approve something within that sphere, that means, very simply, that they're not looking to approve it at all.
And in a new twist, President Trump said, by the way, don't call them Dreamers.
Some people call it Dreamers. It's not Dreamers. Don't fall into that trap. We have dreamers in this country, too. We can't forget our dreamers.
Democrats have nothing kind to say about the president's agenda. Nancy Pelosi calling the State of the Union address a, quote, performance devoid of any serious policy ideas. President Trump fired back. Here's a serious idea. How about bonuses for workers from the tax cut?
With these corporations giving tremendous bonuses to everybody that Nancy Pelosi called crumbs. That was that could be like deplorable. Does that make sense? Deplorable and crumbs?
To which the minority leader's office replied, what's deplorable is Republicans' desperate effort to hide the multi-billion-dollar corporate windfalls of the GOP tax scam behind a handful of meager one-time bonuses. And that wasn't the only dust-up between the White House and Democrats. Earlier at the Republican retreat, Vice President Mike Pence took a coal shovel to West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin.
Joe voted no to give working families more of your hard-earned money. Joe voted no on tax cuts for job creators. Joe's just going to keep voting against West Virginia.
Manchin didn't like that one bit, tweeting back, Mike Pence talks a good game as far as bipartisanship, but I met with their team 21 times to make tax cuts larger and permanent for the middle class, not big businesses and millionaires. They decided to be strictly partisan instead of helping the middle class West Virginians. For his part, the president singled out Democrats who sat on their hands at the State of the Union, refusing to applaud even when he noted a historically low unemployment rate for African Americans.
And when I made that statement the other night, there was zero movement from the Democrats, which tells you perhaps they'd rather see us not do well than see our country do great. And that's not good. That's not good.
Fox News is told tonight that a deal on DACA remains elusive and that there may not be anything in place by the time the government runs out of money next Thursday. In fact, legislative text on the president's immigration proposal may not be available until at least February the 9th, which means negotiators are going to start to feel the heat from that looming March 5th deadline to do something to fix DACA. Brett?
You know, John, we're getting word that the president's going to head to Ohio to talk about taxes on Monday. Is there a sense that it's going to be easy to get a continuing resolution by February 8th?
I'm told that there won't be any problem getting a continuing resolution, that the Democrats have no appetite to shut the government down again. What will be difficult is getting a deal on the budget caps, because I'm being told by sources here at the White House that the Democrats are holding fast that there needs to be an agreement on DACA before they'll tackle the budget cap. So a continuing resolution is one thing, a budget deal is quite another, Brett.
Exactly. John Roberts live on the North Lawn. John, thanks.